How many punches can he throw? Yashobora gutera ibipfunsi bingahe? How many punches can he throw? Turikoresha can noneho. How many punches can he throw? Okay? To throw ubyo ubwabyo bisobanura kujugunya, but to throw punch bisobanura gutera ingumi. How many punches can he throw? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Learn English Fast, and kuri Kwiga Vuba Icyongereza. We teach you in a way that helps you learn and start speak the English you are learning. Tukwigisha mu buryo wiga ugatangira kuvuga Icyongereza uri kwiga. Today we are going to learn questions from how. Uyu munsi tugiye kuba twareba ibibazo bigiye bitandukanye bikomoka kuri how. There are so many. Ni byinshi, twe icyo turize gukora ni ukureba bimwe muri byo. Sometimes you can need to ask this kind of questions. Rimwe na rimwe ushobora kuba wakenera kubaza ibibazo nk'ibi, or you might be asked such questions. Cyangwa se wowe ukaba wabazwa ibyo bibazo. If you need to learn with us, we want you to know that we teach German, twigisha Ikidage, and English, Icyongereza, French, Igifaransa, Swahili, Spanish, and Chinese, tukakwigisha n'Igishinwa. If you need to learn with us, let us know how we can help you. Watubwira uko twagufasha. We are just here at your service. Now, before we dive into the lesson of today, I want you to know, if you are in USA, Canada, Europe, or any part of the world, and you feel like you want to learn with us, we can teach you how via Zoom. Ubaye uri muri Amerika, muri Canada, muri Europe n'ahandi hose ku isi, twakwigisha. Dufite amasomo meza cyane ateguye ku buryo tuba twakwigisha kuri Zoom aho uri, urangije akazi, ibintu bikagenda neza, ukisanga uvuga Icyongereza. Enough for introduction. Let's dive into the lesson of today. Reka twinjire mu isomo ry'uyu munsi. As I've told you, we are going to learn questions from how. Let's start with how long. Reka duhere kuri how long. How long tuyikoresha tubaza ngo ni igihe kingana iki. How long. Nk'urugero, ugiye kubaza ngo bitwara igihe kingana iki kwiga Icyongereza, you gonna ask, how long does it take to learn English? How long does it take to learn English? Bitwara igihe kingana iki kwiga Icyongereza. How long. Ukuzuzaho ibyo ushaka kuzuza. How long does it take to reach here? Bitwara igihe kingana iki kugera hano. How long does it take to reach here? And next one, you can even ask, can you tell me how long will it take to finish cooking? Ese wambwira igihe biri gutware kurangiza guteka? Can you tell me how long will it take to finish cooking? Or can you tell me how long will it take to do this? Ese wambwira igihe bizatwara gukora ibi? How long do you think it will take you to learn English? Ese wowe utekereza ko kwiga Icyongereza bizagutwara igihe kingana iki? How long do you think it will take you to learn English? That is how long. Try to make more examples, my friend. When you will learn the lesson, it's not over yet. Iyo twize ntabwo birangiye. You need to take notes. You need to take your notebook and try to make some questions or do some exercises. Ugomba gukora imyitozo. Or if you are alone, you can even take a pause. Washiramo pause ukagerageza gukora interuro zawe. And if I'm teaching you and you just come and what you don't practice what I'm teaching you, it's gonna take you long. Bizagutwara igihe kirekire nutajya ukora imyitozo ngo ubitekerezeho, ubihe undi mwanya, uba ushobora kuba wapozinga ukora imyitozo, icyo gihe bishobora kugutwara igihe kirekire. Ariko niba ushaka ko wiga mu gihe gitoya, give it more time, biha ikindi gihe. You know, if you are starting, be patient. Niba uri gutangira, wowe wihangane. It takes time. Some people say practice makes perfect. Hari navuga ngo practice makes perfect, which I don't agree. Nge ntabwo mbyemera. But what I agree is practice makes progress. Uko ugenda witoza ikintu, ugenda utera imbere. Ntabwo uba perfect, but you progress. Ariko ugira icyo ugeraho. That is what I believe. Practice makes progress. Now, let's see another question with how. And remember, try to make your own sentences. Gerageza nawe ukore interuro zawe. And if you feel like you want to learn with us, don't hesitate to reach out to us. Our number, you've got it on the screen. Nimero yacu irahari kuri screen. You are just here to make sure that we teach you and be able to speak what you're learning. Next one is how many. How many yo tuyikoresha for countable nouns, talking about quantity of course. Tuyikoresha tuvuga ku ngano, ariko ingano y'ibintu ushobora kuba wabara. That is how many. Example, you can say how many are you? Muri bangahe? Ni abantu ushobora kuba nabara. How many are you? Muri bangahe? Kera ubwo hari igihe hari icyo babaga bagiye kutugabanya mu rugo, turi abana benshi, hari igihe umuntu atubazaga ngo muri bangahe? Mwibare mumbwire ngo muri bangahe. That is gonna be how many are you? Muri bangahe. Then if you need to ask children ngo muri bangahe, uzakoresha nero uvuga ngo how many are you? Muri bangahe. Okay? Another question. How many years will it take to do this? Bizatwara imyaka ingana iki gukora ibi? How many years will it take to do this? Okay? Mu busanzwe nabazaga will it take kuko ari mu gihe kiri imbere. How many years will it take? Ndikoresha will kuko ari ikintu cyo mu gihe kiri imbere, ariko ari ikintu gihoraho navuga ngo how many months does it take to be able to speak English? Bitwara amezi angahe kugira ngo ushobora kuvuga Icyongereza? How many months does it take to speak English? Another question you can ask, how many punches can he throw? Yashobora gutera ibipfunsi bingahe? How many punches can he throw? Turikoresha can noneho. How many punches can he throw? Okay? To throw ubyo ubwabyo bisobanura kujugunya, but to throw punch bisobanura gutera ingumi. How many punches can he throw? Let's see another example. You can ask someone, how many languages do you speak? Kuko ari ikintu gisanzwe gihoraho turakoresha do you. How many languages do you speak? Ese wabasha kuvuga indimi zingahe? Ariko ndi kubariza undi muntu, wenda ni Alice, ni Peter, ni Karangwa, ni James, icyo gihe nzavuga ngo how many languages does he speak? Ese avuga indimi zingahe? How many languages does he speak? And again, you can ask, how many languages do you want to learn? Ushaka kwiga indimi zingahe? How many languages do you want to learn? That is how many. There are so many phrases that you can make with this how. Hari interuro nyinshi wabasha gukora I'm trying to give you examples. It's just like guidance. And the more you practice, the more you get to know more. Kugenda ukora imyitozo ni kurusha kugenda ubimenya. Now, let's see how much. How many na how much bimeze kimwe, aho bitandukanye nuko how many tuyikoresha ku bintu twabara, but how much tukayikoresha ku bintu bitabarika. Surprisingly, money being one of those things which you can't count. Amafaranga nayo tuyabarira mu bintu bitabarika, muri uncountable nouns, mu mazina tabarika. I can ask you, how much money do you need? Ukeneye amafaranga angana iki? How much money do you need? Kuko amafaranga tuyabarira mu bintu bitabarika, niyo mpamvu dukoresha how much. How much money do you need? Ukeneye amafaranga angana iki? Let's see more phrases with how much. Reka turebe izindi nteruro wakoresha wifashishije how much. You can say, how much rice shall I cook? Ese nteke umuceri ungana iki? How much rice shall I cook? Nteke umuceri ungana iki? How much juice do you need? How much juice do you need? Ukeneye umutobe ungana iki? How much juice do you need? Dukoresha juice, ntabwo ari juice, we say juice. N'ijambo fruit, urubuto tuvuga fruit. Cyangwa se nk'ijambo suit, tuvuga suit, costume, suit. Naha rero ku mutobe tuvuga juice. How much juice do you need? Ukeneye umutobe ungana iki? Let's see the next one. The next one can be, how much water do you drink a day? Ese unywa amazi angana iki ku munsi? How much water do you drink a day? Okay? I believe you are learning and improving. Nizere ko uri kwiga ndetse ukagira icyo ugenda wiyungura. Let's see the last phrase with how much. You can say, how much time have we got? How much time have we got? Ese dufite igihe kingana iki? How much time have we got? You know that we can't count time. Igihe ntabwo twakibara ngo unyereke ngo kimeze gute. That's why you're gonna say, how much time have we got? Ese dufite igihe kingana iki? Nkuko navuga ngo, how much time have we left with? Dusigaranye igihe kingana iki? How much time have we left with? Alright, now let's continue with another question with how. The next one is how old. How old yo tuyikoresha ku myaka. How old? This one, most people know it. Iyi nteruro ngiye kuguhereza abantu benshi barayizi cyane. You can say, how old are you? Ufite imyaka ingahe? How old are you? Another example, I can say, I wonder how old is this church? Ndibaza ngo uru rusengero rufite imyaka ingana iki? I wonder how old is this church. Okay? How old rero twayikoresha haba ari ku bantu, haba ari ku bintu. It can be used. Okay? You're gonna say, how old is this church? Or I wonder how old is this church? Ndibaza ngo uru rusengero rufite imyaka ingana iki cyangwa se rwubatswe ryari. Okay? Next one is, how old is your dog? Ese imbwa yawe yaba ifite imyaka ingahe? How old is your dog? Okay? This question you can respond saying, my dog is 5 years old. Tuvuga 5 years kongeraho old. Okay? Imbwa yanjye ifite imyaka 5. Or if it's you who I'm asking, you're gonna say, I'm 25 years old. Example, mfite imyaka 25. I'm 30 years old. Mfite imyaka 30. I'm 30 years old. Okay? Now, let's see another example with how old. You can say, how old is your brother? Ese umuvandimwe wawe afite imyaka ingahe? How old is your brother? The next phrase is, how old is your partner. How old is your partner? Ese uwo mubana afite imyaka ingana iki? How old is your partner? That is how old. Tuvuye kuri how old, and again I'm encouraging you to keep making more phrases. Komeza ukore izindi nteruro, and that's how you learn. At first it's gonna be not easy, but the more you do that, the more it becomes so easy. Uri gutangira biba bitoroshye, ariko kugenda ubikora bigenda byoroha. The last one that we're gonna say is how big. Iyo tugiye kureba ya nyuma ni how big, but we have part 2. Tuzagukorera igice cya kabiri. How big. How big ni ukubaza ngo ni kinini bingana gute. Example, how big is your house? Ese inzu yawe ni nini bingana gute? How big is your house? I can even say, how big is your brother? Ese umuvandimwe wawe ni munini ku buryo bungana gute? For instance, you might be bragging about how big is your brother. Ushaka uri kuvuga ukuntu umuvandimwe wawe ari munini, and then I can ask you, how big is your brother? Ese umuvandimwe wawe ni munini ku buryo bungana gute? How big is your brother? Or I can say, how big is this country? Ese iki gihugu ni kinini ku buryo bungana gute? How big is this country? Okay? Or someone who don't know about Rwanda, maybe is not even in Rwanda, muri kukubaza ku Rwanda, atari no mu Rwanda, ashobora kuba yakubaza ngo how big is your country? Ese igihugu cyawe ni kinini ku buryo bungana gute, cyangwa se gifite ubuso bungana gute? How big is your country? Now, let's see next phrase. Next phrase is gonna be, can you tell me how big is your TV? Ese wambwira ngo televiziyo yawe ni nini ku buryo bungana gute? Can you tell me how big is your TV? That is how big. And the last phrase I can say, I'm curious, how big is the population of this city? I'm curious, how big is the population of this city? Mfite amatsiko yo kumenya ngo abaturage bari muri uyu mujyi ni benshi ku buryo bungana gute? How big are they? Now, I think we can call it a day or a night depending on where you are. Keep learning, keep growing. See you next time.